Hey everyone, I wanted to make another update video of my tank, just kind of showing what's changed in here in the last few days. Um, the biggest thing is I decided to frag my frog spawn for the first time. Um, the biggest reason I decided to frag it is because underneath there was a head on this side and then another head on this side. You can see where I fragged it. They were just too low, and for a while now that you could see that they've kind of been shrinking a little bit, and I think it's because of lack of light. And even when they were in the 20 gallon, I kind of had them in the center of the tank, so they had light on both sides. It really wasn't quite enough, and they were just so far under. And there's 16 heads on top, so they really just take all the light, and it's kind of hard to get light all the way around it. So this is the first time I've fragged this coral. I've had this coral for 4 years. Yeah, about 4 years. And it's only been fragged this one time. I really didn't want to do it, but I didn't want to lose any other heads on it. So what I did is I decided to frag one and put one here, and then I put another one here next to the other hammers that are over here. So this end of the tank, or at least on the bottom, will have the LPS coral. I do plan on getting maybe a torch, maybe a different color of hammer, or maybe a different kind, and kind of putting them in between these two here, like on this rock here, and maybe doing one up here, like on this rock somewhere right below the plate coral. I also have a little bit of room back here, like where that candy cane is back there. I might do another one. So this whole side of the rock's just gonna be LPS. So that's the biggest thing. The frag seem to be doing good. This one I did this morning. It's not 100% out right now, and I'm gonna leave it be for another couple days and see how it does with the lighting. If it's not super happy with the lighting, I might move it right here and kind of put it over next to this one. But we'll see. And then yesterday I decided to get a new blenny. We got a bicolor blenny, which I just got yesterday, and it's kind of hard to see, but you can see him sticking his head out right there. You can see him sticking his head out. And I've never had a bicolor before, so I'm excited to have that. It'd be a good algae eating fish. And I was gonna go with another lawnmower blenny, which I really liked, but this kind of just adds a little bit more color to the tank and something new that I've never had before. So we went with that one. And there'll be a couple other fish here in the next few months, hopefully, that we'll add. I'm going to make a top for the tank just to make sure I don't have any fish jumping out, because I do want to get a wrasse, and they're known for jumping, so I'll definitely have to get a lid. Also, I think I've kind of found where the lights are going to be for now, at least until I can replace them. I have two Kessel A80s set up here, so you can see this one is pretty close to the water. I have it about 5 inches from the water surface. Yeah, about 5 inches. And the other one over here is about 8 inches away. And they're both casting a lot of light right here, kind of in the center of the SPS are, and then of course above the frog spawn, which I wanted to make sure that the frog spawn got enough light, and that's kind of why this light is so low, because I want to make sure it got enough light where it's located. You can see it's a little over a foot. It's like 14 or 15 inches, maybe 16 inches or so away from the light. So I wanted to make sure it got enough light. It's been in there for about a week or so and been doing great, so I think it'll be fine the way it is. I'm not really concerned with lighting right now, just because everything's doing great. I've kind of got it figured out. You can see the zoanthids, they're all doing good. None of them are like super stretched out as far as trying to reach the light or anything like that. They all seem to be doing pretty good. They're all pretty happy. So lighting is okay for now. I do plan on probably selling the A80s and getting a couple Kessel A160s. My original plan was to do a Kessel 360 or a 360X, but after having these two lights, I kind of feel like I need to have two lights just to light the tank properly. I don't think that one light would be enough because I would just have too much shadowing, and especially with the frog spawns over here, there could be a lot of shadowing on this side if I had one just directly in the center. So I think I'm going to go with two Kessel 160s, and that will allow me to get the lights a little bit away from the water, probably move them back quite a bit, and then still have easily twice the power that I have now. So I really have all the light I'll need for when I start getting the SPS coral in here. I'm going to get some more Acropora up there on top, and kind of back there where that one stick is. So I do plan on getting a lot more in here. And then this whole side of the tank where the zoas are and the toadstool back there, they'll be kind of darker, and they should do fine. Even with the lighting where it is, you can see I've got some coral back there on the rock. They're all doing really good. They're happy, and they're quite a ways away from the light, but I think between the two of them being really close to each other, everything's doing really good light-wise. If that changes, I'll adjust the lights if I need to, but so far so good. And then it also gets good light to all my frags. I got a bunch of plugs in here. Got a lot of scrambled egg zoanthids, and I've also got some firework cloves, which I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to introduce them in the tank. You can see they're kind of everywhere, and I already have one firework clove. I don't know if you can see it. It's right next to that blue-eyed blondie. I gotta pull that off of there because they take over so quickly and they choke out the zoanthids, and I would love to have the extra color in the tank, and they offer a lot of movement and they just look really cool, but I'm really worried about them killing other coral, really, because they just choke everything out. So I'm trying to think of a way to put them in the tank. I do have quite a bit of empty space here. Maybe I'll get a small rock and maybe just have a few on a small rock down here. I haven't quite decided yet. I'm really trying to keep to having no coral in the sand. Like, I just love the open look of it, and I kind of want to keep it that way, but I want to have coral at the same time, so it's kind of a hard thing to do, decide, but I'll figure something out. Figure out some kind of way to introduce them and be able to have them in here and kind of make everything go together. Other than those two things, I don't really have any new updates. Everything's doing amazing. I'm going to do a water change this weekend. I'm going to probably just do 10 gallons, so it will be kind of a small water change, because it is about a 50-gallon system, so it's about a fifth of the water volume, so it's kind of on the smaller side, but I'm going to try to stick with that and see how it does. I'm going to mainly clean the sand, and I dose every week or every weekend. I've been doing that for a long time when it was when all this stuff was in the 20-gallon, and it all grew fine. It's all done fine, and I'm thinking with the much more water volume, sticking with that dosage, at least for now, will be fine until I get a lot more coral. And I'll have to just keep testing and checking and seeing how things do, but just been trying to not mess with it too much, not dose too much or do too many water changes. I'm just trying to keep it as stable as possible. So I'll get the sand cleaned this weekend for the first time and do a small 10-gallon water change, and I'll dose like I always do, and just keep doing that for the next couple months and see how that works out. Make sure it's getting enough magnesium, alkalinity, and calcium as as well as the other trace elements in the tank. Just doing the smaller water change. If I have to change it up, I'll maybe go to like 15 gallons in the water change, and see how everything does. I'm still only feeding the coral once a week. I was feeding twice a week when I had the 20-gallon setup, and for like the last 6 or 8 months, I was getting a little bit of algae growth, which you can see some of the coral have some algae on them. And my tank really never had too much in it at all, but you can see there's still some, and that's basically from like the last 6 or 8 months when I was feeding twice a week, and it just became a little bit too much. So I'm just doing once a week. I feed mysis every few days, so there's lots of particles for the coral to eat. I don't feed anything specifically. I just let them eat out of the water column, and of course the lighting. So stick with that for now until things change, till I get more coral. But that's it for this update. Like this video, let me know if you guys want to see any more. Hopefully there'll be a lot more big things to come, more fish, and hopefully more coral really soon. I'm super excited about having all this extra room for coral. I really want to get the top side of this rock just totally loaded with acros. I just want tons of kinds of acros in here and add a lot of color and life to this, plus a couple more fish as well. But that's it for now. Thanks for watching.